Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Claire, I'm Smurfygurly, and today I'm going to be sniffing some brand new fragrances from a brand new perfume company, and they're called Annindriya. I hope that I'm saying it correctly. And they are from Amsterdam, which is where the Perfume Lounge is. The Perfume Lounge is a niche fragrance boutique in Amsterdam, and the owner Tanya has co-created amongst some fabulous perfumers a whole line of currently 5 fragrances, a new brand. So they sent them to me, which I am really grateful for. I've got the samples in a little box here. It came with a little card, and you've got a, what do you call that? Barcode? I don't think it's a barcode, is it? The thing, you know what I mean? One of those things that you can put your phone camera on to go to the website. And then of course we have the samples in the box here. I have smelt one of them because I just had to, and that was the Francesca Bianchi one. So I think we should start with that. So way back when, I think it was a few years ago, Francesca Bianchi collaborated with the Perfume Lounge and created Queer Soya. And I did have that. I think I blind bought that one from the Perfume Lounge, and it wasn't quite for me. And apparently this one is similar. It's like a rejigged version. And as soon as I smelt it, I have to say it did totally remind me of that. So I'm just trying to find it here. Averse Soya. So Averse Soya, so this is from Francesca Bianchi, and we will spray it on the paper now. As you would expect with Francesca Bianchi, definitely very, very strong. As soon as I breathed in, then my whole everything took in the scent. So it is very strong. It does instantly remind me of Queer Soya. So it has that slightly smoky effect, which I don't know if it's birch tar. I wonder if it's birch tar, but if not, some sort of slightly smoky, leathery thing that Francesca definitely does use in quite a few of her fragrances. Does have an undertone of sweetness. I couldn't pinpoint exactly what's bringing the sweetness, but it feels like a sweetened suede. So I think that's probably the iris playing a part there as well. It's actually really nice. The only thing that I don't love is their sort of smoky. It's not exactly smoky. It makes me think of brown autumn leaves, crunchy autumn leaves. So not exactly green, but kind of earthy. I don't think I'd say exactly like leather either. Let's get the notes. Right, okay, I have Fragrantica. So Averse Soya, these all released in April this year together. This is described as silky, leathery orris, potent dose of orris, subtle hint of powdery skin scent through heliotrope and musk. So heliotrope might be what's helping with the sweetness. Although I don't smell a typical heliotrope at this point, like that almondy, florally type thing that heliotrope brings. Elegant aldehyde infused citrus top note. Interesting. Yeah, I can kind of see it actually. I can see it, but it's not a really heavy aldehyde dose like a Chanel No. 5 aldehyde dose. It's definitely not overdosed. But I can see it bringing a little bit of fizz to the top. You've got Magnolia and Narcissus. It is really nice actually. It's just that brown leaf thing that I'm not loving, but all the rest of it is that sensuality, that orris, sweet floral sexy thing that Francesca brings. We've got the warmth of Labdanum, patchouli, leather and vanilla. Yeah, I can definitely see vanilla playing a part, and I can imagine that the labdanum and the patchouli is bringing to that browner feel, that what's making me think of brown leaves. But generally speaking, there is kind of like a brown feeling. When I smell the perfume, it makes me think of the colour brown, not in a bad way. But then, this underlying sweet orris, sweet floral orris is lovely. If I could just remove the slightly smoky, maybe it's the leather note. If I could remove that, it would be perfection. But it's not quite right for me. But I am, what's Little Red Riding? Is it Little Red Riding Hood? Who's the one who breaks into their houses and nothing's quite right? That's me with perfume. I am very, very, very hard to please. If you like Francesca Bianchi, and generally, then you're gonna want to try this. It's not as leathery as the Lover's Tale, but if you tone the Lover's Tale right down, it's along those lines. The sweet musky orris accord is out of this world. Really, really lovely. So that's Francesca Bianchi's, what do we call it? Orris soye. So let's try the next one. Walk With Me. So I'm going to get that up on my phone ready, and I'm going to spray it. I haven't tried any of these at all now, so this is going to be the very first spray. I've been very refrained and not tried any of these now. I can smell it in the air. It's like a humid, green, yet sweet, maybe slightly spicy scent in the air at the moment. Definitely humid. It's making me think of a greenhouse. It's like, oh, something quite funky just caught my nose then. This is challenging. So when I first sprayed it, it was a bit like stepping into a really humid greenhouse with lots of plants, maybe tomato plants. Now I smell it up close. There's something really funky that isn't for me, I don't think. It's quite animalic. In my head I'm thinking, how do I explain it? And I'm like, is it rotting corpse? No, it's not rotting corpse. It's difficult because it's not something I'm familiar with. It's kind of musky, maybe a dirty musk that's not blatantly civet, but there is something, it's off-putting to me. Very smooth, very musky, and I still get a little bit of that hot greenhouse. So let's see what's in it, because obviously it's not going to be anything I just said. This is, it's described as a citrus gourmand. It's not how I would describe it at this point, although it is getting more pleasant. The perfumer is Chester Gibbs. Walk With Me Through Both Sunny and Rainy Days. I think they've got the rain, definitely, because I've got that humid kind of feel. It's almost like after the rain, you know, when windows get steamed up. Uncover hidden gems as we journey, discovering unexpected wonders. Energetic, joyfully warm and enveloping, however you like to say that. Walk With Me is an invitation to travel and create memories. This fragrance by olfactive artist Chester Gibbs is full of contrast and movement. Cool green citrus contrasted with warm creamy tones. In this extract parfum we find duality and contrast, just as we do within ourselves. Take my hand and walk with me. This is getting nicer now. It's lost that not quite rotting corpse note, so don't worry, that animalic note has morphed. I definitely do get green and humid and musky and slightly earthy, but a little bit of what's in the new Zoologist Rabbit, which is a biscuit note in Rabbit. It's called a biscuit note. And it's also similar to Hermes Paddock, which to me also had a little bit of a biscuit / bread note for a part of the wear of the fragrance. And I get something like that here. Did we actually read out the notes? No, okay. Kefir, lime, coconut milk, ylang ylang, patchouli, cardamom, saffron, leather, vetiver, ginger, musk and cinnamon. I can understand the coconut milk now. Now I know it's there. I can understand that. And I definitely got a general spicy feel. I think the ginger's adding, because ginger can go a little soapy. I feel like the ginger's doing that. It's giving it a little soapy element. It's lost that scary animalic thing. It was really quite off-putting, the opening. Much nicer now. Now, of course, I'm only doing this on paper. I've got 5 things to smell and I'm not gonna try them all on skin. So, you know, bear that in mind because fragrance does change on skin and it's not a true review. It's just a general impressions. I can understand the lime for sure now. I get it. Lime, coconut, but don't expect Virgin Island water here. It's much more natural smelling than Virgin Island water, the lime and the coconut. It's getting more and more pleasant. So I would dare to wear this one on skin, although I'd probably not want to smell it for the first few minutes. A lime coconut, slightly spicy, earthy, not as fresh as you might expect. So I think we will move on to the next one. Seek wood. Seek wood. And I'll finally click into it on my phone and I'll spray it before I read just to get my unbiased, is that the right word? I don't want to be influenced by the notes, so that's why I'm spraying it before I read the notes. Seek wood. I always worry when I see wood in the name of a fragrance and when it says it's seek wood as if it's all one word, and that kind of makes me think of some of those aroma chemicals that are being created these days, you know, like agigala wood and all of that. So it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous that it's going to be some of those modern woody aroma chemicals, which just aren't for me at all. But we shall see. What do I think I'm getting here? I have smelt things like this before. Not sure what it's taken me to. It's moist and earthy. What's it remind me? Is it a zoologist? It's reminding me of a fragrance I smelt before. Is it bat? I'm not sure. It's like a slightly sweetened, earthy, and when I say earthy, I literally mean this one smells like it smells a bit like the earth, like moist earth or petrichor. Imagine rain on soft mud. You know, when before it's mud, it's earth, isn't it? When rain hits the earth. Yeah, what do I think? I think that there might be. I believe there's probably an earth note, not necessarily geosim, which is used for very realistic earth notes. It could be, or it could be something similar. It's so reminding me of something, and I feel like it's zoologist. It's nice. It's actually a nice, friendly, earthy scent. There's definitely a lot going on, but it's difficult to pick anything out. It's really nicely blended, sweetened earth scent. It's called seek wood, isn't it? I don't know anything about what that means yet. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a touch of sandalwood, if there's patchouli adding to that earthiness, some other earthy note like a geosim or something like that. And then probably a touch of citrus in there lifting it up. And maybe some resins as well. Let's see what it really is. So it's a woody floral musk. The nose is Spiros Drosopolis. So Spiros is linked to the brand Baruti. I just read that earlier. Sunny, woody. As the morning sun gently warms the woods, Seekwood effortlessly guides you into a brand new day. Skillfully crafted by Spiros Drosopolis, Seekwood embodies the essence of carefree living with a woody base of sandalwood, so that's going to be a sandalwood synthetic, cedarwood and papyrus. Seekwood is stylishly spiced with Greek saffron and sensual myrrh. Vibrant presence of orange flower and osmanthus illuminates each drop with energizing glow, sun-kissed and sophisticated. So full note listing: osmanthus, isoe super, cedarwood, ambroxan, benzoin, papyrus, myrrh, green grass, guaiac wood, saffron, musk, orange blossom, sandalwood and mandarin orange. Yeah, it's getting brighter as it's developing. I can definitely understand there being some citrus in there. So you've got the orange as well as, what do we have? We've got orange blossom, which is an orangey, orangey flower. I don't particularly pick out the isoe in the ambroxan, so for me that's a good thing. A cedarwood, yeah, I can totally, it's like, cedarwood can be almost a little fruity because I've got some cedarwood extract or essential oil upstairs. It's really nice, but it has a fruity tone to it, and I actually kind of recognize it. I think it's Atlas cedarwood that I have, and I can recognize it now. Yeah, I would say it's definitely woody. That's the main aspect of this. I don't think it's going to be floral just because it's osmanthus and orange blossom. It's not too smoky. Guaiac wood can be very smoky. I don't find this really smoky. And also the saffron. Saffron is a fragrance note that I really don't enjoy. And I would say that it's very lightly done here because I'm not picking up on it. It's probably adding a touch of spice and it's adding to the general richness. But I wouldn't say that I would necessarily pick it out. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't pick it out if I didn't know it was there. Definitely a very woody concoction, as you would expect with the name Seekwood. Very pleasant. Just surprised because to me it was very earthy, and there's nothing that's specifically that earthy listed. But yeah, that's nice if you like woody fragrances in general. Based on the top notes on paper, it's a nice one. It doesn't smell massively synthetic, doesn't have anything really scratchy and irritating at this point. So it gets a thumbs up for the genre of fragrance that it is. It's not quite my thing. Okay, next one. Tipsy tuberose. So we are expecting a boozy tuberose. I'm going to click into it but not read it. And we're going to spray it and see. Let's see what Tipsy tuberose is all about. There we go. Very, very much a tuberose scent based on what's going on in the air. Very, very tuberosey. It's kind of holiday. In the air, it smells like a holiday. It smells like a beachy fragrance. I don't know if that's where they're aiming to go, and obviously I'm going to smell it a bit closer to my face in a minute. I'm just letting it develop. I wonder if there's coconut in here. Right up close, it's a bit, it reminds me a little bit of Tom Ford's Jasmine, what's it called, in the red bottle? The Jasmine Tom Ford, which always smelled really beachy to me. Of course this is tuberose, but it feels like it's not just tuberose. In the air, when I first sprayed it, it smelled very much like a tuberose, like a carnal flower, Madonna's Truffle Dare, that kind of tuberose. But it's making me think also of Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. So it's totally giving me Tom Ford vibes. And they're both fragrances I enjoy, I like from Tom Ford. So it's making me think that there's more than tuberose. Potentially there's jasmine, maybe gardenia. It's that ballpark. So definitely white flowers. And I'm getting suntan lotion, expensive resort kind of feel. So think Soleil Blanc, think Jasmine Rouge, think Estee Lauder, Bronze Goddess, Bobbi Brown Beach. You get the picture. To me, it's that general ballpark of fragrances, which I find very attractive. Usually there's also things like Tiara Flower and Frangipani and those beachy fragrances. I'm not that good at picking out flowers to be able to say that they're there. But if you told me they're in the concoction, I would absolutely say, yes, that makes sense. This feels like, you know, a gorgeous bronzing oil, some sort of posh bronzing oil, maybe a vintage bronzing oil. Coconut, I think there's coconut. Suntan lotion, so salicylates, I think they're called. They give a suntan lotion smell. I suspect that they are there, if not something else makes it smell a bit like suntan lotion. It's called Tipsy Tuberose. I don't specifically find a boozy note. I actually smell something that's a little bit like wood polish. You know when as you have specific spray for polishing wood, might even have beeswax in it, but you know what I mean? Wood polish spray. I get a hint of that in here, and it's not bad. I actually find I love that. When my mum used to use it around the house, I love the smell that left. I don't know. I don't think I use that. I mean, I do sometimes clean my house, but I just dust things or you just use whatever spray I happen to have. But I do really enjoy that furniture polish, isn't it? It's called furniture polish. Yeah, I actually get a little bit of furniture polish in here along with expensive suntan lotion or suntan oil, I think, bronzing oil with those tropical florals that you get on holidays or, you know, tropical islands. Very, very nice. I'd wear this on holiday. Yeah, I like this. Let's see what they actually say about it. Okay, nose is Meeb McCurtain. Boozy floral, heading out for the night or staying in. Definitely feels like a nighttime perfume, like a holiday nighttime perfume though, but it could be, you know, yeah, summer night, sexy summer night, date night or party night, that kind of thing. Tipsy Tuberose playfully flirts with you throughout the day. Confident and expressive, it embodies sensuality without ever crossing into vulgarity. The carnal, creamy tuberose, drenched in Irish whiskey accords, seamlessly combines vintage charm with contemporary allure. Rising perfumer Meeb McCurtain has innovatively optimised all ingredients known to have a proven effect on seduction and self-esteem. Tipsy Tuberose is not only a delight to wear, but also enhances well-being as well. Right, notes, we've got tuberose, Davana, orange flower water, whiskey, oak, black pepper, pink pepper, and tonka. Yeah, I mean the closest thing I could say is Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, but this is a little bit, maybe not quite as mass appealing as that. I will try this on skin actually. This is my favourite. Tipsy Tuberose is going on skin, so I can see how it behaves on my skin. We'll let that settle and we're going to talk about the next one, which is Vetiver Rain. I wonder what note might be in here. So Vetiver Rain. Just clicked on it, ready to have some notes. Okay. Wow. This is another sort of moist and humid green scent. It takes me to the greenhouse, and it absolutely takes me to tomato plants in a greenhouse. With an earthy note as well. I can smell damp, just watered earth, tomato plants inside a greenhouse. It's a little bit challenging. I think there's a leather note in here. I get a fair dose of leather, and it's a very soft and supple kind of leather. It's not really harsh. It's not smoky. It's really smooth and completely blends in with the greenhouse plants and earth. It's nice. It's not my thing. It's not that sweet. It's all the things I'm describing. Well, it is to me. Obviously, I don't know what we know there's going to be a vetiver note. I wouldn't necessarily say I get that right now. It's very moist, green, earthy, and yeah, I get this supple leather mixing in with it. Maybe a hydrodimersenol, which is the note that's in cool water and green Irish tweed, and a multitude of masculine fragrances, which is kind of greenish. It used to always make me think of swamps. It's like stagnant water. I don't know if that's in here, but I feel like it is. I do think this is very masculine green scent, and it's not for the light-hearted. Let's see what it says. Okay, so the nose is a Christophe Laudemel. Experience Vetiver Rain, a modern aquatic interpretation by master perfumer Christophe Laudemel. Do follow him on Instagram if you don't already. He's, I'd say he's an activist, and he's fantastic. Envision a tropical rain on the moist, earthy soil amidst the lush jungle. This fragrance skillfully blends Haitian, Indonesian and Bourbon vetiver for a refreshingly green scent, enhanced by bergamot, grapefruit, natural orange flower for a touch of optimism. So I don't know that I get that. I would say those citrus notes, don't expect to find them, rather know that they lift things up. It's like they're playing a part. They're the scaffolding in the top, but they are not there to make it smell like a citrus fragrance. It doesn't smell like a cologne. I think they just give it vibrancy. Green freshness reminiscent of the feeling after the rain, has never smelled so elegant and energetic. So full note listing, we've got those 3 vetivers: orange blossom, aquatic notes, violet leaf, sandalwood, grapefruit, clary sage, bergamot, labdanum, nutmeg, moss, musk, java vetiver. Okay, we've already said that 3 vetivers. So yeah, it can smell mossy for sure, but not in I smell oak moss way, in the way that I would smell moss on a tree in a damp walk in the woods. It's not particularly sweet. It's lush, humid, moist, green, fresh, very natural smelling. It is like a walk in the woods when it's just rained. And for that, it's artistry in my opinion. It's not something I particularly want to wear, but I can absolutely appreciate what's been created here. The rain, 100%. And if I didn't know the name, I would still be saying it's damp, it's humid, it's moist. Absolutely. So the name and the fragrance do match. So that is all of them. My favourite has to be the tuberose one. That's because it's more my genre. It is a sweet white floral. White florals always get me. I love white florals. I like the sweet ones. I like the less sweet ones. I like the gourmand ones, I like the hyper natural ones. The only thing I don't like is very syrupy sweet white florals. But I mean, I used to, I sort of feel like I've grown out of it. And this is quite sweet. Yeah, I don't think they mentioned suntan lotion or coconut or anything in the note listing, but I still find that on my skin. It's more complex on skin, it's more voluptuous, richer, rounder. Feels like there's a hint of a citrus in there, like a grapefruit or something. But I would say it's quite similar to Soleil Neige from Tom Ford. It's not the same, it's definitely not a copy or a dupe, but if you don't like Soleil Neige, I have a feeling that you wouldn't like this. It's about a similar level of sweetness, but it's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. I have a feeling the girls are gonna like this one. Yeah, Walk With Me, Vetiver Rain and Seekwood, I think are going to appeal to the boys. Tipsy Tuberose is definitely going to appeal to the girls or those that love beachy fragrances. And Francesca Bianchi's Oris Soya is probably going to be 50-50. It's very, very unisex. There's nothing that takes it one way or another. So yeah, I recommend you try them. If it sounds like a few of them are up your street, then I recommend you give them a try. They definitely smell like interesting quality fragrances. I am not picking out any of the aroma molecules that I particularly don't like, which is the amber maxes. They're very sharp and screechy and scratchy and very, very dry molecules, so they get the thumbs up from me just for that. I would say that if you like your fragrances to be very, very wearable, versatile, day-to-day, everyday wear kind of fragrances, this is probably not them, although Tipsy Tuberose could fit that category. I'd say the others are very much indie niche fragrances. They are not mass appealing, mass market type fragrances at all. These are not perfumes to take your first step into indie perfumery with. I think there are much easier to wear and easier to understand fragrances for that. But if you are deep, if you're balls deep into indie perfumes and you like things that are more unusual, more artistic, then I think you should probably check these ones out. I hope that helps if you are considering testing them. If you did enjoy this video, one thing that you could do that would really help me out is to buy me a coffee, and that is going to be in the description below. You can click on the link and you can buy me a nice latte with a vanilla shot, maybe skimmed milk, because I could do with losing a few pounds. But that's all then. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in another video. Bye!